Hi everyone, I've been working on Langchain-Beam library. It's an Apache Beam and Langchain integration. In this video, I would like to share a conceptual overview about the library and how to use it to integrate LLMs into Apache Beam ETL pipelines to leverage the LLM's capabilities for data processing. Before starting, I would like to share a quick overview about the Apache Beam. So Beam is basically an abstraction for creating the ETL pipelines. It, it provides components for reading data from variety of sources and sinks and create batch and streaming based pipeline based model in a single pipeline. Um, and once the pipelines is created, it can be executed from different runners. Either it can be data flow runner or Apache Flink or Spark, or the pipeline can be run locally using direct runner. The main component of Beam is the transforms it provides. Transforms are basically data processing logic, and Apache Beam provides uh, a way to define those transforms and use those transforms as stages in the pipeline. I like to think about Beam as a flowing stream of water, where instead of water, the data will be flowing. Um, this is an example pipeline. The beginning of it is the data source. The source can be anything, a Kafka topic or a CSV file in GCS or a BigQuery table. Once the data is read, the data will be flowing in the pipeline and it would reach the transforms. Once the data flows through the transform, the transform would apply the data transformation logic on it, and the transform data would be emitted in the stream, and then it would reach the next transform. Um, this is the high level overview about the pipeline execution of Apache Beam. Langchain Beam is one such transform. Um, So it takes the instruction prompt as the input and uh, uses the model to execute those instruction on the input data. For example, when the first transform outputs the transform data and it reaches the beam, the transform would use the model and execute the instructions on the input element that the transform received, and the model's output would be emitted back into the pipeline. So the major benefits of this the beam transform is the Langchain beam transform is uh, the pipeline authors can take advantage of the capabilities without managing the integration, LLM integration in the pipelines. The Langchain Beam library takes care of it and uses Langchain to do the for calling the models, and it also handles the data serialization in pipeline. And since this is a P transform, it can be integrated with other transform in the pipeline seamlessly. Currently, it provides two transforms, which is LLM transform for integrating large language models and embedding model transform for integrating embedding models to generate vector embeddings for text in the pipeline. So in this video, we'll focus on how to use the LLM transform. To start using the transforms, first step would be to importing the Langchain Beam library, and for usage, first step would be to second. Then the second step would be to define the options of the model and model settings. It's basically to define which model and the model settings that we are going to use in the pipeline. Second would be to define the instruction prompt. This instruction prompt will be used by the model. Uh, it would be like a guide to the model on how to process the input data that it received in the pipeline. For example, here the task is to classify the product review as either positive or negative. And once these two things are defined, the transform can be used in the pipeline. In this pipeline, there are three stages. First step is reading the data, CSV data that's present locally. It contains reviews of some product, and first step loads the data, and second step would be to apply the Langchain-Beam LLM transform on the data. So here the transform uses the model and instruction prompt to to process the input element, and the model's output is emitted into next stage, which is printing the model's output. Yeah, and that's it. I'll share the documentation and the repository link in the description of the video. So, would like to know your thoughts on this integration. Yeah, thanks.